In this video, I'm going to show you how to overcome any fear and turn it into a powerful life experience. I overcame my fear of flying. Now I love it. I might even get my pilot's license. So, the first step is to establish strong self-awareness. We just want to make sure that we are definitely rooted and grounded in being self-aware. And all that means for our purposes is that we know we are a four-dimensional being. We're just acknowledging that we are a physical, mental, emotional, and conscious or awareness being. We have those four components, those four dimensions to our makeup. So what usually happens is people don't give a lot of thought to their consciousness or their awareness or their spirit, this fourth part of our makeup, which is crucial to really operating our physical, mental, and emotional self. Really, that awareness is the bridge between the limited world of what we already know and the what? The unlimited world, right? That unlimited fifth dimension, or that space of variations, that imagination, anything is possible place where we put new things into the world. We get them and we put them into the world through ourself. So if you have effective or strong self-awareness, meaning you know you're a four-dimensional being, then you're well on your way to overcoming any fear, and I'll show you how. So the next step to overcome fear is we have to get out of ourself, get into our awareness, and observe and name the fear. So we do that just by getting into that quiet consciousness. See, our awareness is a quiet space where there's no emotion and no images. It's just an observational point. So when we look at ourselves from this higher perspective, right, we're able to calmly and clearly describe what our fear is and what the elements are surrounding our fear. And that's what we need to do first, right? Even right now, just get out of yourself and comment below what your fear is. This way you're taking a conscious action to name your fear by writing it below us, to rise above it because the comments are below us, and what? To just describe it to yourself out loud. I'm afraid of flying. When I fly, I feel panic. I feel panic and anxiety when I fly, and what happens? I picture things like the wings breaking off. I picture things like the plane crashing, and that sucks because I have stuff I want to do in the world, and I don't want to die in a plane crash, right? And I admit that whenever people talk about flying or my wife brings up taking a vacation, I start to feel squeamish. I start to feel scared. I start to panic, right? I start to avoid. I don't want to talk about vacation. Let's talk about that later, blah, 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 right? So we just want to go into our consciousness, get out of ourself, right? And admit and describe our fear. So comment your fear below so that you can name it. Now, the next step, right? Now that we've got strong self-awareness and we've named our fear, the third step, right, is going to be to change something inside of ourselves. So from when we know when we're conscious and calm, we can go in and we can make changes. When we change the way we look at things, the things in the world that we look at change. And when we, more importantly for this video, when we change the way we use something, then that leads us into a new place. Like if you have ever seen a power drill, right? Power drill with a drill bit, you can use that to drill holes in wood, in metal, whatever. But if you change the way you're using the drill, like say you put like a screwdriver bit in it, then you can use it to screw screws in. You've changed your use of it, and now it's going to lead you into a whole new experience, right? So we want to do that with the power of panic that's contained in our fear. See, if you look, you'll notice that the anxiety and the fear is really what's fueling all of those scary images surrounding your fear. And it doesn't matter what your fear is, if it's fear of flying or fear of public speaking or fear of making YouTube videos, doesn't matter. It's important to just observe and know that this panic and this anxiety is what's fueling it. So we want to take that panic and we want to decide to look at it differently, to use it differently. And we're going to turn it into an alarm clock. So whenever we feel the panic, it becomes an alarm clock. Beep, 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 beep. You know, when those trucks are backing up, beep, 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 beep. Just use it as a cautionary signal for you to do something new. So we're going to use that as a trigger to do a new activity. And that's the next step. So whenever our panic button is pushed, right? Whenever someone talks about flying or they ask me if I'm going on vacation and my panic button's pushed, I know that I've decided that that is an alarm. Beep, beep. It wakes me up to do something new. And the new thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a statement about my fear. I love flying. Flying's cool. I'm interested in flying. I don't know why. Flying is it's just a great thing. I have no evidence for this. I don't know why. I'm just making a statement. I'm just stating a claim. So that's the part. You just state a claim. You don't have to have any evidence for it. You just say it. Flying is fun. Whatever, right? I have no evidence for this, and you don't need any. The important part is that when the panic button is pushed, we're using the panic as an alarm in a new way, as an alarm to make the statement. And that statement is something positive about flying. Now what's going to happen is, as time goes on, as we're making these statements, as we observe ourselves saying these things like, I love flying, our mind is going to automatically start to question and look for evidence. And this is the real transformation. Once the panic is used as an alarm clock to make the statement that I love flying, when I've done that enough, right, then my mind is going to want evidence for that. It's going to say, like, what do you mean you love flying? Why do you love flying? Talk to me. Tell me why you love flying. What? What's there to love about it, right? And I'm going to laugh because I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to say, I have no idea what I love about flying. I just know that I love it, and I'm going to find out, right? And this is the position we want to be in. This is what we want to be preparing ourselves for, right? So then I won't get the answer to that question of why I love flying until I take the trip. And this is the best part. I'm prepared not to panic. I'm prepared to ponder why I love flying. I'm prepared to ponder why I love flying. This is the transformation. So then out of nowhere, you know this. When you're prepared to look for something, it just pops up. It just comes to you, right? It just, associations with it just appear. So now I'm primed. I'm prepared to ponder, to answer the question and find evidence of what I love about flying. And from there, it's smooth sailing autopilot, really. The first thing that happened to me, right, was we pull up to the airport and there's a plane going overhead. And my son's like, look, Daddy, a plane. And I'm like, oh, wow. As soon as I saw this big metal bird in the sky, I was like, that is so cool. I was in awe and wonder because I was finding what I love about flying. All my associations with flying were shifted, right? The panic was gone and turned into a position of pondering what I love about flying. And so it just naturally was in my field of vision, in my awareness, right? It just entered, all the good things about flying would enter through myself into my awareness, right? Because I was prepared to ponder what I love about flying. And it's that simple. What happened next was what? We got on the plane and I look at it and I was like, what? This is so roomy. I was just surprised. I didn't think I was going to have that much room. And then I just sat in my seat and I had a lot of arm and leg room and I was like amazed that I wasn't claustrophobic. I was like, this feels roomy. Why was I thinking it was claustrophobic? Why did that happen? I was prepared with the statements to find out evidence of what I love about flying. And it's that simple, right? We're getting ready to take off. The engines are rolling. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like these engines are attached to my arms. The wings are my arms. I'm getting ready to take off. Like, look at the experience I'm having. I love this. I'm going to fly. Oh my God, my imagination was fired. My experience was filled with awe and wonder. This was amazing. Not only did I overcome my fear of flying with this simple process, but I loved it. 4 plane rides. I loved them. I was like, I can't wait to fly again. I want to get my pilot's license, right? So you can do this. To recap, what? 1, know that you are a consciousness, a 4-dimensional being. 2, be conscious of your fear and just quietly name it, right? Name it and observe it and describe it. The next step, take that panic that's attached to it and use it in a new way as an alarm clock, right? An alarm clock that beep, beep, beeps so that you can make a statement about flying, about your fear that you would prefer. I love flying. I love public speaking. Public speaking's fun. Public speaking's interesting. Whatever it is, right? Because, why, right? Because this is the shift. We're using something in a new way, and that's going to give us a new result. And then the last part, just what? Watch it organically grow. Watch how your mind is just starting to ponder, like, why do I love flying? Why do I love this thing I was afraid of? How can that be? And you get your answer when you show up at the event, when you face your fear. You're going to be prepared to ponder why you love it. So, comment below with some of your fears and put down some statements of what? Of how you want to see those fears. Make some claims. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be making more videos, all designed to enhance our self-awareness. So, enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. Enjoy facing your fears. Enjoy your awareness.